Leaked audio from a senior official in Trudeau's government is talking about how money just walked out the door. I want to dive into some of the corruption that's been going on with the ArriveCAN app debacle. Check out this video. I published this earlier this week on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description down below, but it's Northern Perspective breaking it down for me what actually is going on with the corruption behind the ArriveCAN app. Surprise, surprise, it's not just about ArriveCAN, it's about contracts and how these contracts have been used to basically just siphon money out of the taxpayers' coffers and into people's hands, spoiler, to government officials. But this is getting deeper and deeper. Now we have that leaked audio. Pierre Poilievre commenting on it.
Secret recordings from a top bureaucrat in the Liberal government admit that a green fund was giving out, quote, free money. Get this. I'm going to quote from the recording. It was free money, he said, before making an analogy with the controversy that affected Jean Chrétien's Liberal government in the 2000s. That is almost sponsorship scandal level giveaway. Wow. So when they said green fund, what they meant is putting green in the pockets of well-connected Liberals. $1 billion fund. Secret record.
Unbelievable. This is amazing that it's actually coming out, but are we going to get to see anything more? This is obviously, they're going to try to bury this in committees, but this is public knowledge now. This is out and it's in the public. Leaked audio on Trudeau's $1 billion green slush fund scandal reveals senior officials identified outright incompetence at the fund. $38 million in payments from this slush fund is under review so far. Oh, and that's just so far. It could be a lot more out of this $1 billion in green money that they're just handing out. Thank you, Michael Barrett, for putting this on YouTube. Here's the, or sorry, on Twitter. Here's the audio.
Based on the very preliminary findings of the fact-finding exercise is that there is smoke around the vast majority of the allegations. We said we would believe you. Now there's enough evidence to say that we really do believe you, and that means that that the government is going to have to take action. There's a lot of sloppiness and laziness. There is some outright incompetence, and the situation is just kind of untenable at this point. I think the minister is going to flip out when he hears the stuff, and he's going to want an extreme reaction, like shut it all down. It's unlikely that certain members of the board or the entire board and executive are going to be able to continue to serve. Like, they've kind of lost the confidence. So really the discussion will be the mechanisms for getting them out. First of all, we need to have control of the board, and in order to actually have a plurality of votes if we want to go after the executive. So that's the stuff where kind of the machinations we're figuring out right now. But the report implicates the board in terrible ways, by not following process, by not following the COI regime, by not being prudent fiduciaries. It's just a board failure altogether.
Or is it by design? This is the question. Are they trying to do this? This is the corruption that we've just been getting more and more and more of with this Liberal government who likes to hush everything, get it out the door, don't talk about it, and get your ethics committee to look at it and give you a slap on the wrist. This should turn into something, ought to turn into something where there could be some serious criminal allegations going on as this unfolds. Liberal MPs have been lining their pockets with taxpayer money through bogus contracts. Who got rich and who will be going to jail? This is Stephanie Kusi on the House of Commons floor calling this out.
Damning new information revealed today shows that ArriveCAN contractors submitted receipts to the government for a company that doesn't even exist. Wow. This investigation already includes allegations of identity theft, forged resumes, contractual theft, fraudulent billing, price fixing, and collusion in the creation of the $54 million ArriveCAN app. How much worse can this boondoggle get? Simple question, which Liberal insiders got rich?
Yeah, which Liberal insiders got rich? Great question.
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as colleagues know very well.
Oh, who did that? Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, obviously he's trying to answer the question, and all the money's falling out of his pockets. He's having a hard time hearing what he has to say because of that. So, anyway, I'll just pause that one. You can take that one with it what you will. Larry Brock also getting up and talking about this this case.
Brantford Grant.
And now, I guess now it's up to $40 million under review so far.
Mr. Speaker, outright incompetence. That's how senior officials to the Prime Minister described the scandal around the 1 billion green slush fund, 40 million of which is under investigation for suspicious payments. Leaked audio has been recently released, and you won't believe what a Liberal government official said about it. He calls the fund a sponsorship scandal level kind of giveaway. After 8 years of this Prime Minister, he is simply not worth the cost. The unholy alliance of the NDP Liberal spending, scandals, and corruption has now caused sponsorship scandal 2.0. The previous Liberal sponsorship scandal began with an Auditor General investigation, and today we learn that the Auditor General is now investigating the taxpayer abuse at the 1 billion green slush fund. Liberal corruption must stop. Common sense Conservatives will finally clean up this mess.
And then there's that video, obviously, of the audio that we all just heard moments ago. Now, this is just insane, some of the stuff that was spent in these contracts. Here's Blacklock's reporter uncovering this one. MPs learned that $8 million cost, there was an $8 million cost of solar-powered Rideau Hall barn, and it was buried into the $192 million budget. And nobody ever scrutinized it by the Treasury Board. Who else is looking for these budgets? It's unbelievable. So a rooftop of a barn, this isn't even making the whole barn, it's just the rooftop, cost $8 million. Are we expected to believe this? How much of this just went away in contractors and subcontractors and into companies that don't even exist, as we have just heard? Unbelievable to hear this stuff. Now, these aren't the only things that people are worried about. Hey, where's the money going for all of the things that we're supposed to be funding? We've got taxes, taxpayer money going to all of this. Well, what about our pensions? Alberta's in a contentious little battle right now with the federal government over their Canadian pension plan. They want to separate from that, and they'd like to have their pension plan over in their hands. Alberta's Minister of Finance, Nate Horner, challenges Chrystia Freeland to show what has the federal government done with our pension money. At least, or at 5% interest rates, it should be earning us more. But in my opinion, if they've put liens on all of this, well, then we're paying 5% out from it. Show us the money, Chrystia. And this is obviously Nate Horner's tweet here. He says, see my letter to the Minister Freeland ahead of Friday's meeting with other provinces and territories, requesting the federal government's calculation of the asset transfer amount. So basically, how much would get transferred over to Alberta were they to separate. They need to keep track of this information. It's actually their responsibility. And he lays it out. This is how much we're expecting to see. How much do you actually have? And I'll leave a link in the description down below. You can read his breakdown of that as well. But this is just insane to me at this moment in time, this amount of corruption that's happening out of our government. I mean, what do you say to this? There's been so much corruption uncovered, but to see it going on this kind of scale is just ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd to hear about what's going on. Again, I urge you to go check out that video of me talking with Northern Perspective, because they unearthed so much about the Arrive Can scam that took place, and even companies that were contracted for things completely unrelated under that $54 million for Arrive scam. And now we're hearing about this $1 billion green slush fund that they were calling free money in certain inner circles, contracting this money out to probably nothing, just somebody's pocket. And that's just where we're at. Anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this and all the things I talked about in this video today. And well, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.